way to a special advanced screening of How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Details for your chance to win coming up later in the show.
It's the story of my life.
Oh, everyone loves Mark McIntosh.
Yeah. Smile. Yeah. It's that simple, especially after you visit Dr. Bernard Slota's dentist office. He has the tools and technology to improve your smile easily and comfortably.
If you're currently hiding your smile, putting up with pain, or putting off going to the dentist, it's time to change that. Dr. Slota, with his years of experience, can help you in a variety of ways, from bleaching and bonding to overbites and underbites. And we're all smiles this morning because the good doctor, we're welcoming Dr. Bernard Slota to our show for the very, very first time.
Welcome.
So nice to see you.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the program.
Welcome.
Well, doctor, I think, we always talk about looks, but a healthy smile is so important. What's the benefits of having a healthy smile?
Well, throughout history, smiles have really been an indication of good health. And it can help people in looking more youthful. And it improves overall appearance and healthy appearance.
But, and a lot of people these days think, oh, if I just bleach my teeth, keep them nice and white, that's all you need to do. They don't realize the health part of going to the dentist, which, please explain that.
Well, that's absolutely correct. The recent research has shown that heart disease, osteoporosis, diabetes, all these diseases are really affected in a negative way by having a poor dental health.
And for those of people who are just plain scared of people like you, doctor, which is kind of unbelievable because you're just so nice and welcoming, what can you do to kind of ease that?
Well, over 50% of the population is very fearful about going to a dentist, and we've been, for the past 10 years, been using pre-medications to make the appointments very, very comfortable. And in most cases, people don't even have a recall of the visit there.
Wow, that'd be nice. That'd be very nice. So we've been talking about the general dental care here, but of course, what's big these days is cosmetic dentistry, and you are doing a wonderful job there. What should people look for when they're considering a cosmetic dentist?
Well, I would say that the years of experience doing this, because it's not something that's trained in dental school. In addition, I would say that you would want to look at someone's training. There are several institutes around the country. I attended Las Vegas Institute, and I was actually an instructor there for 10 years.
Okay.
And you brought in some examples of your work that involves these incredible technologies. So kind of walk us through this in some of your cases. Let's start with veneers. What do we see here, doctor?
Well, here in the first case is an individual that had worn his teeth down excessively. And actually some of the options when he came in to see us were that they really wanted to extract the teeth because he had worn his teeth down virtually to nothing. And so in this particular case, not only did we do veneers, but we rebuilt his entire mouth, and he said it's really changed his entire life. That's one of the things we say.
Looks like James Bond.
Yes, he does. He's a very good-looking guy and made it entirely different.
Getting a lot of looks from the ladies.
On this particular case, she had multiple issues going on, so we needed to do veneers, we needed to do prosthetics, and we had the before and after on that particular issue, and she just came out just outstanding. She's a beautiful girl, and it made a huge difference in her career and personal life.
You would never guess that she had any work done that is so natural and such a self-esteem builder for her.
Now this girl came in and she was a model and she didn't have time for orthodontics, and she wanted to have this done immediately. And we actually, in some of our cases, we do some of our orthodontics in as little as 6 months. But in this particular case, she needed to have these veneers done. And we did the veneers, and while she was in temporary, she had already gotten another modeling job, a high-end modeling job in New York.
In temporary?
In temporary.
Wow.
Very beautiful woman. Wow, fantastic. Now, I mentioned earlier a little bit about bleaching. That's something also that you do, and it's very effective for people that over the years, that as your teeth just start to yellow.
Absolutely. It's the most inexpensive and the simplest thing to do. And what studies have shown is that people with whiter teeth are generally thought of as being brighter and more successful.
Really?
Just simple bleaching, yes.
Look at that, that's gorgeous. You're also very experienced in bonding.
Actually, I started doing bonding in 1978. I was one of the first dentists in the United States to do some bonding. And these are great situations where somebody comes in and they have healthy teeth, and you can take that in one simple appointment, and many times you don't even need anesthesia, and you can make those things look virtually like nothing's happened to them before.
You've matched the tooth.
Wow.
I mean, completely.
The Colorado Avalanche should be calling you. A lot of those hockey players losing teeth all the time. Now, this is something that I'm not real up on right now, laser therapies. How is that being applied to cosmetic dentistry?
Well, there are instances of excessive tissue in the teeth, and then previously what we would do is use scalpels to correct that.
Ouch.
And when you do scalpels, you're going to have to cut that. You get a lot of bleeding. Where you use lasers, it's done very, very quickly, very efficiently, with no bleeding whatsoever. On this particular case, this young lady had gone to a cosmetic dentist because she was concerned about the bonding. Well, we do an interview, an emotional interview with our patients, and we found that really what bothered her was this tissue. And when we analyzed that, she had excessive tissue, so we removed that with the laser, and it's so much more stable with the laser, and then we did the bonding. We came with a much, much better result.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. It's kind of like the windows or the curtains to the teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks beautiful. Do all the doctors perform the same services?
Again, that goes back to the doctor's experience in clinical training. Most of these techniques are not taught in dental schools. You really need to attend other institutes and additional training over the years.
Now, what about if you're missing teeth altogether? Do you provide implants?
Yes, we provide implants as well. And in this particular case, with the implants, this is kind of a situation. This patient had missed these two teeth had been missing from being a youngster. And so you can see where the implants are placed, and those are little healing caps that are placed on there. And then this photo right here is really where the implant rods have gone in. And then shortly after, in a short period of time, we place the crowns right over the top of that, and they look virtually like your own teeth.
Well, I mean, and it's so transforming for these people that we're so shy to smile and everything, and then to have that done, it's just amazing. Also, another thing that I think is so cool, and it's called interceptive, is that right? Interceptive orthodontics?
Exactly.
What's going on there?
Well, in children, again, we talked before the show a little bit about growth and development of the face. Actually, it's kind of epidemic in our society right now that we're having lack of growth and development because of pollutants, airway pollutants. And what that's creating is these orthodontic cases. In our office, we generally take young children from 5 years up, 5 years to 8 years, and if we can treat those interceptively at that particular point, for the maybe 1/2 to 1/3 of the cost of orthodontic treatments, we can virtually eliminate in many cases the need for orthodontics.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing. Amazing information. What about price? Should we expect to pay the same from one doctor to another?
Well, you know what you're going to find is that when we go out, we actually have to go to laboratories to purchase these particular products ourselves. And just like going out and purchasing an automobile or purchasing accessories, you know, jewelry and accessories, based on the quality, you're going to have to pay more. So there's quite a range in cosmetic dental services.
You know, I think a lot of times, you know, general dental care, obviously usually covered by insurance, but a lot of this cosmetic stuff isn't. What about with your office? How's that work?
Well, what we have found is if there's dental trauma, where there are fractures or there are decay, that generally dental insurance will really pay a good portion of that. But to do these larger smile cases, what you'll generally find is that those are generally people are financing those cases to get them completed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, you do an amazing job. It was so nice to meet you in person.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank you for
Denise,
coming
Mark.
on the show. Again, Dr. Bernard Slota also invites you to visit his wonderful website that lists everything you need to know about dental work and what he can do for you. The address is denversmiles.com. Dr. Slota is excited to meet with you. So for the month of October, he's offering 10% off any cosmetic dental procedure. That's a great deal. Again, that's 10% off any cosmetic dental procedure for the month of October. Give him a call today. Here's his number. It's 303-623-4444. That's 303-623-4444. You can also reach Dr. Slota for any family dental needs you may have. The office of Dr. Bernard Slota paid for the segment.
Coming up next, Denise and I are about to take a shot at avoiding the flu this winter.
Yeah.
We'll chat with the Visiting Nurse Association.
Doesn't hurt at all. It's good to do. Plus, TV movie star Jane Seymour proves the age is, well, it's just a number as she shares some of her tips for staying young and keeping fit at any age. Stay right here, right where you are. Colorado and Company's coming right back.